We're feeling very confident going into next year. I mean, PhD as a network has been evolving over the last 3 years or so.
We are feeling very positive, very confident and comfortable with our position in the market, but very aware that the competitive pressures are not going to ease.
I think that 2010 has been, without doubt, very, very tough. It's also made us think very differently about the business and what we need to do in terms of future facing and reforming the business. So for going into 2011, we feel actually very confident.
In the last quarter of 2010, we sort of surprised ourselves at the speed with which the recovery has been taking place. And I feel a great deal of optimism going into next year, not just for emerging markets, but also big markets like the USA and across Western Europe. I think there is an increasing sense of optimism.
There's more to be done post this downturn than there certainly was going into it, in terms of changing the way that we work, the type of people that we need to make that change happen, and then the way that we need to interact with our clients. So I think the feeling coming out of 2010 is optimistic, but optimistic also that we need to change and get on with it quite quickly.
Obviously, the economic situation made it very difficult for clients to decide how they're going to spend their media money, but also kind of where their marketing strategy was going to go. And I think as the year's gone on, those clients have got a lot more confident about what they'll be doing next year. And it's giving us an opportunity to think about them from a medium to more long-term perspective as we go into 2011. What hasn't changed is that we have to be able to measure anything that we do. So the performance of what we do on their behalf is really important. And if we can't demonstrate what it will deliver in terms of commercial value, then they're going to lack confidence in kind of the solutions that we're putting forward.
Clients and media agencies are really looking for something new and innovative at the moment. And as a result of this, the downturn in the economy over the last 18 months have really been sort of pushing the boundaries to invest in areas which are going to deliver them increased return on investment, but within the digital space.
We're not resting on our laurels. I think the next year is going to be equally tough as 2010. And I think one of the big challenges for us this year has been how we maintain momentum in terms of how we're developing and diversifying our business.
I would like to see creative and media work a little closer together, albeit with a different centre of gravity from how it used to be, but I think there are greater synergies. I would like to see what we do become more prominent and more prevalent in boardrooms.
The fact that digital is changing consumer behaviour on an almost daily basis, and the pressure on any media agency, ourselves included, to make sure that we are keeping pace or, if possible, ahead of that curve is probably the greatest pressure for primary media agencies like ourselves.
One of the great challenges that we face in our industry is one of keeping talent and motivating talent and drawing talent into the business.
It's working closer with more of our clients. It is about attracting new business. It's about developing into new areas of our industry. And back to what I said about creative and media, it's trying to look at different ways of offering products and services to our clients, always based on exactly what they need, both for now and in the future.
I think the biggest challenge is it's fairly commodity driven, unfortunately. Sort of the market is reflecting price rather than thought and strategic idea. So the whole of online at the moment, with the exception of us and Google, are discounting prices fairly heavily. So it's made the market very short term, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'd say that's the sort of biggest challenge of us or companies still trying to add value without getting sucked into the price warfare.
If we got to a point where as a sector we entered into more value-driven relationships than we did traded relationships, then I think that's going to be good for everyone. And that's beholden on all of us to be really brave in our investments and really innovative in what we do. Because the idea that we can trade our way into success, I don't think is a smart approach. And I don't think it's a good approach for any of us.
A lot of companies have gone from revenue growth to revenue decline, and therefore there's been a massive lurch to cutting costs. So I think, it's as we come out of this recession, what are you going to need to maximise your growth?